Hey, community.
We are
1, 2,
Comic Talk,
and we're back.
and we have announcements. We got more information going on.
We've been busy.
We have been. We've been actually running around. We've been answering messages all day on the phone. Don't be surprised if you actually hear this thing continuously go off.
Hold on. Give me.
All good news. You know, it's all good stuff. It's we have some content coming up pretty soon that is I think is going to be kind of innovative in the sense of how we can interact as far as share content and how content will be perceived by the community. I don't want to really totally get into all that quite yet. I want the viewers to kind of build up before we get into anything. But that being said, I want to know what you guys have been picking up. We want to tell you what we've been actually reading. There's some things behind here that we're going to talk about pretty soon. And Kai, what have you been up to?
No new anime. I did finish Tomy, which I highly recommend. It's by Junji Ito. It's a horror kind of. I forgot how to word it. It's very it's not just horror in that it's scary. It's like creepy and like freakish because how Junji Ito's art or horror style goes. He just does horror stuff. He twists and contorts things in ways that bodies are not meant to be, and then that's his kind of horror. So instead of having like psychotic killer type horror, it's his both arms are by his feet, and then he's the size of a dwarf, and it's like magic. Like that's not actually what he makes, but that's an example. Like it's inhuman. That's why when you read Tomy, it's like it's a girl, but then she gets chopped up.
Tomy's a girl.
Tomy is a girl.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna go through a little bit of this. So the story of Tomy. In fact, I got it.
Really you got time. It doesn't seem like there was anyone there quite yet. So unfortunately, there's no one at the moment. The viewing which does give us an opportunity for Kai to go ahead and
bring it out.
Exactly.
So here we got Tomy, and
now you've been talking about this.
I'm gonna talk about it. I know in the amount of time I talk about it, you can read wrong side.
Hold on. Does it do what I think it does? It didn't. I was hoping that this part would be over here and finishing out the cover. You know what I mean? Like, see how you see the half of this face here?
Oh.
I was hoping to see the half face there because I saw you open it. That is what a trip about these books is. Meaning Westernly, we approach things from the left and go here, but these you open from the right side and cruise to the left.
And you've never read a manga ever.
So. I haven't. I always thought this is what I figured. This is, they can be rather almost hentai-ish. Oh, it's black and white.
Most manga are actually not known to be colored.
I had no idea. Oh wow, this is some cool art though. So this is Tomy. Oh, I lost the page that you were talking about.
What page?
I mean, what I was talking. I'm sorry, but it was a good example. Let's see if I can find it again of some horror gore type stuff.
Because that's the main thing about Tomy is while she's a girl, it
looked like what I was looking at was the end of the chapter.
It was. Just Rican and his comics have arrived.
Hey Rod, how you doing, man? Some of the news in which that we're going to announce will definitely involve you. I mean, there's things in mind that we have that will we're hoping that you will be obliged to jump in with. We will be announcing this information rather soon. We're hoping that, and if you want to jump in, please. We're hoping that Dylan will end up joining us because it also involves him too. we have some announcements to some new content that we're going to end up dropping in a way, in a format. That's what I was looking for. That I haven't seen inside the comic community yet. But this is what Kai was talking about. It's called Tomy. And this is just a picture that I picked out that I thought represented somewhat what he was talking about, some of the horror in here.
And as you go through, it just goes through more effed up because it doesn't really follow in a story in the sense, the first chapter kind of explains what Tomy's all about and how she works. The rest of the chapters are basically going throughout few of Tomy's in the world and how they ruin people's lives or other just like.
So what is Tomy?
So Tomy is, while she's a girl, she's a monster. And basically she's so beautiful that everybody around her, it's mainly men. Girls go different, crazy in a different sense. Hey, Gray Man.
Hey, Gray Man. How's it going?
Nice to see you. While Tomy is a girl, she's also a monster, and she basically charms men into going so crazy over her that they kill her and then chop her into a bunch of different pieces.
That's hardcore stuff.
And then
it's cool art. You gotta admit,
those pieces grow a new Tomy. And so that's the cycle. One Tomy gets some dude to chop her up, or a bunch of dudes to chop her up into a bunch of pieces, and then each piece becomes a Tomy.
Oh, that ain't good. So that goes back to some of the Greek mythology, and once that you end up chopping off the head of one Hydra and two heads grow. You know, that's what that type of stuff is.
And so basically the entire story is how she ruins different people's lives, and among all these chapters, my favorite probably has to be Old and Ugly, the final one. And then probably, I forget which one it is. I think it's based.
So all these chapters are almost even standalone too.
And that's what I mean is after
the first chapter breaks you in,
you
that
definitely
gives you an
need to read that first chapter. But then after that, you can basically pick and choose what tale you want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because each of them are like about different characters usually. The only thing I have to say is that while you can skip around, you shouldn't, because there's chapters here and there that are like linked. Like it'll have the same character twice and keep talking about
Jabouki,
the vampire tree.
That's interesting. You know, I was actually just looking up Baki, and it's also an anime, and a buddy of mine was trying to get me into it. You know, Baki, and it looks pretty crazy. I was looking up a 1 minute and 22-second clip that looked pretty gnarly right before I was checking this out. And hey, we got 3 bodies hanging out with us. We appreciate you, community, for hanging out. Like I said, what our ultimate goal is, we're going to make an announcement really soon. We want to go over a few things real quick. We're hoping that Dylan will jump in with us. Rod, we're thinking of you, Perry, and a few other bodies on both of the ideas that we have. We're thinking about dropping basically two ideas as far as new content is concerned. One of which we could be doing on a bi-weekly basis every other Thursday, and we're hoping maybe the other which we can drop maybe on like a Friday or a Saturday, maybe Saturday, because there's not a whole lot going on and later in the Saturday afternoon. Wow, that's rad. Both these things are rad. So we haven't figured out dates. We haven't quite figured out structure, and I know I'm being really vague.
Hey, Mad Mike's Comics.
Hey, Mike. But we're going to be asking you, the community, to assist us in the structuring of what we're talking about. Now, I know, again, like I'm being vague. It's on purpose. We're waiting the community to grow up, grow larger in the sense of this numbers, so they're watching.
It's too heavy.
We're waiting for it. It is heavy. For Dylan to jump aboard. And if Perry finds an opportunity to do so, cool. Or if, like I said, Rod, if you want to jump on, we'll shoot you a link if you like. And same thing with JB and others. this hopefully will involve a lot of people that also have channels to jump on and assist. So what we're going to be doing is it's kind of a networking of channels to do a particular show, and then we'll be rotating bodies out. But before we do, we end up reading a book. And what we end up reading is this book here that Kai is showing you,
White Ash.
And before we give you a brief review of what we had read, and even open up and show some of the art, what we would like to give you is our I guess you could say our adventure, our time that we got that thing signed.
We got to go over to Comic Bug where we met Juan Gideon for the 5th time.
Yeah, I hope, hey Juan, if you're watching, I hope you don't think that we're like stalkers or anything. It's just, you know, we keep running into you. You're in our local area, plus you keep doing books that we like. So hence we keep running into one another.
But most importantly, we got to meet one. What is he, the artist or writer?
Mr. Stickney is the writer of the book White Ash that Kai just showed you. And we went there to both meet Juan and to meet Charlie. Charlie was also at the opening of the soft opening
of Atomic Basement
in Long Beach. We purposely didn't avoid him as much as it was so busy that day, so loud that day. We invite you to go back and check out our videos. We did end up doing a soft opening launch video. It was a matter of, we ended up getting so busy and there was so much going on, and we had to get home. We had other things to do that we just didn't really see him at the moment, and we just, I don't know, one thing just kind of shifted over and we just didn't have time and we didn't see him. And unfortunately, Charlie, we didn't see you then. Fortunately, Charlie, we got to see you, like as we mentioned, at the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach. We're there. We got to meet him. He gave us some cool prints. I didn't bring him out today. I had him out here yesterday, but now more importantly, we want to speak about the review and the story of the book
of White Ash, right? Also, really quick, I wanted to say, definitely reading this from chapter 1 to the end chapter instead of hopping around
meaning this book.
Yeah,
you're hopping around as if they know what you're talking about.
No, this is just kind of to you.
Right, but they don't know that.
All right. Is that it definitely gets like more grudging. You're like, oh no, after you see this face for the like 90th time, you're just like, here we go.
So I'm going to open this thing up and show you some of the art. Kai is going to talk about basically the premise.
So it takes place in a effed up town called White Ash in Pennsylvania.
Actually, that's the secondary place that we get to. It starts in a whole nother town.
But it starts with basically what it was. The scene was tough to make out for me, but what I made it out to be is like a recruiter, right?
In the beginning of the book,
right?
Well, we're gonna have to go through this, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is my concern about when you end up going through these things so fast. I'm like, how did you read that book so fast?
I just think I don't like, what is she? Because she was telling this dude, it's like, hey man, are you gonna keep doing this job? If not, then I'm just gonna leave.
That's her boyfriend. I mean, it was a girl. The book opens up in a town inside of a bar that is outside of a mining town. Now, this individual, and her name is Brienne. All right. She is trying to get the attention of her boyfriend and saying, hey, look, there's work going on in the town next to us. Let's go get some work. You know, you haven't been working. All you've been doing is essentially drinking. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go over there. There's nothing over there for me, and I don't know anyone. So he ends up getting up, he leaves the bar, main floor, and goes to the bathroom. Another guy just shows up. Now, again, the story starts with, we see a girl and her boyfriend. And
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. And here's some of the art. So she's trying to convince her boyfriend to leave the town, leave the bar, go get a job, and he doesn't want to. So I'm going to show you now the center. So she ends up meeting another guy inside that bar, and she makes, basically tells the guy what her plans are, and that her boyfriend's in the bathroom. And the guy, makes a suggestion of, hey, you know what? I will go talk to your boyfriend. I'll see if I can go ahead and convince him to go to White Ash, is the name of the mining town that is offering the work. And that's the name of the story, and there's the cover. Really cool stuff. Really cool art. It's what the lettering is nice and concise. Perry was talking about the other day how sometimes a lettering can really ruin the ability to read the content, and I can't agree more. It does make it a task when you have to sit there and make an uphill battle of reading something. So the cool thing is the lettering's nice in this thing, the art's nice in this thing, and the story. What did you think, Kai?
It was better than I thought it was gonna be, to be honest. Like, well, how about you talk about it?
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
You didn't like? I mean,
I really liked it. Like, the fact that it's just a sloppy old mining town, it's just this average dude and then this girl with like a rich family. Like, it all seems to be piecing together something funny.
There's a lot going on in this book, and every time you turn to the next page, you're seeing a whole nother scene that's going on at the same time. So there's a lot going on, but it's not convoluted in any way. It's very easy to follow.
And to be honest, with how those first couple of pages that like here and here, the first couple of pages in White Ash, it definitely, with the orange text, it looks like it could be a movie scene, like an auction kind of thing.
What I like about all these warm colors that are being presented in the book is that it's kind of ironic depiction of what's transpiring in the actual story. Because it's drawn warm, it's presented warm, you know what I mean? But the storyline, I'm not saying it's dark. It's just that it's not very welcoming. It's not very. There's a lot of drama going on. The overall idea that you end up finding out is the story starts out with a guy and her boyfriend inside of a bar, and she's trying to coax him to go to this town, and they're trying to move in. Then it goes over to what I believe to be the main protagonist, and his main goal is just to get out. As he's trying to get out of the town, and other people are trying to come in, and you're just seeing all the normal things that are going on in everyday life happening before your eyes quickly. You know what I mean? Because there's so much that happens outside of you, obviously, that we don't know what's going on, meaning life doesn't revolve around us. And that's what you're seeing is what's happening all at the same time in people's lives in the same moment that's happening in this timeline. So whereas the ultimate goal is this one guy to bail, basically a catastrophe happens at the mining facility. And it basically, aggressively relaxing, it prevents the ability of that gentleman to basically leave. That is the start of White Ash. White Ash, as I was speaking to Charlie Stickney,
I gotta take this.
Is basically he had made mention that he had built a whole world. He has the ability. He has 60 issues of content. The first arc will consist of 6 issues. After that, it's a matter of popularity. If people gravitate to it and they keep picking it up, he's going to keep writing it. He has the ability that he said, if he asked you to cut it short, and we'll see if that ends up happening. Me, I'm looking for it to continue. I hope it goes on, much like even like you see Kanto behind me. Initially, when it was written, and I was talking to Mr. Boer about it, he made mention that it was a story arc that was only 6 issues long, and he kind of gave me the impression that it was essentially that was going to be it, unless it got popular enough to where people could prolong its ability to be written, because he had the content. It was just a matter of were people receptive enough to continue the storyline. That one that you brought up the size of your collection. I just want to check out a tour of it. Just want to check it out. Oh, I think you're talking about Salman. I think you guys got your own inner chat thing going on there. Again, we are going to make some announcements. Kai does have to take a call. But before we end up making some announcements, some other things. Oh, cool. There's some other things I did want to talk about. You guys may have noticed that this book came out. And yes, this is the B cover. And yes, this is essentially a one-shot. You know, it's a standalone story of its own that won't continue. That doesn't mean
it's a one shot.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that in some regards that it doesn't connect to anything. It does. Okay. Hey, I just got a message from. I'm receiving messages in 30 more minutes. Hey, no worries, Dylan. It's all good.
I just had my phone flip 3 times. Maybe I'll have a video of a scene I need to fill out my year in a day vlog series. So yeah, later we're gonna have some people jump on with us. Hopefully later we'll get a little bit more people. For now we're just hanging out.
Yeah, we're just at the moment we're just hanging out. We will be doing some announcements. I know I'm kind of stretching this out, but I did also want to go over some things. Like I said, like this, because everyone keeps. I'm hearing a lot of talk about this and how it's a one shot. And it's being welcomed. By the way, there's like basically 2 stories in here. And the Weapon H story was written by Mr. Ryan Cady. The Weapon H, the Weapon 4 story. And this is what everyone's forgetting. I got both covers of this, and I got both covers of the Weapon Plus. Actually, I got 2 of the scan and 1 of the A covers. This is another part of the Weapon Plus. This is also a one shot of the Weapon Plus. All right, this is the A cover. And this is the B cover. And I also have 2 of these. Really loving this B cover. Now, this just comes also after the Absolute Carnage. And the idea is when Marvel was doing, some books back in, late 60s, early 70s, there were a lot of experimental gene stuff going on in that. And that's really what it was all about. And that was the whole, a lot of the storylines. Hey, yo, Bake. Is that you? Bake the snake. So what I want to talk about this is what we're seeing now is we're seeing all this symbiotic experimentation. So you see it in.
Oh, Mike Rogers here.
Hey, Mike. Appreciate you stopping by and hanging out.
Mike's been the homie, man, checking out everybody.
Yeah, and Mike, you've been hanging out with us a lot. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you did for Christy Shin, and just acknowledging her and helping out. That's solid. We this is what we do on this channel. You know what I mean? And we're way grateful and appreciative of that. What I'm talking about is this whole Weapon Plus thing that came out, and how what I'm getting at is people kind of are not talking, or they forgot about this also one shot, which is a Weapon Plus that came out, I don't know, a good 4 months ago. And what I'm bringing up is the fact that even though these are one shots, I have a belief that what they're doing is by telling these experimentation tales of symbiote, much like what's in 2099, that I believe there's a development of these stories that are going on, in the sense that we're going to start seeing more, which some people are already getting a little symbiote sick, symbiote related stories, especially. What we're going to end up getting is there's a Wraith story that's coming out. I believe what's going to end up happening is he's going to end up
fighting Null because he starts out he's on the edge of space, so this is his one chance he has to fight Null. And he figures he has to go all out because this may be it.
And that's precisely it. Not only that, but I don't even think Wraith knows that Null is free, and he's been hunting Null, for that I thought, and the impression I get is eons. Maybe over 1 million years, or even at this point, as we see in Silver Surfer Black, it's actually a couple billions, a few billions years. So that being understood of a timeline that's going on, now that we know after Absolute Carnage that what ended up happening with Venom and Carnage absorbing Venom, now calling Null is going to change the dynamics of what's happening, in the sense that what we're end up seeing is that Null is now free. Wraith is going to probably end up just coming across him by happenstance. There's going to be some rad battle. Something's going to end up happening. But aside from that, we're going to end up seeing Null showing up. Part of the experimentation of this whole weapon stuff, Weapon Plus, is probably going to play some type of role in this. I'm curious to see, because I don't believe that this one shot is just a one shot. I don't believe that both of these one shots are just one shots. I believe there's a reason behind it, and I think we're going to end up seeing some more of this Weapon Plus stuff. So that's me talking about Weapon Plus. Moving from there, you'll end up seeing, I wanted to talk real quick, and I don't know, Brian, if he's out there, but this is a quick little thing that got done for us at Collector's Paradise by Brian Lopez. Now, how you spell his name is a B with the number 2, and then the RIAN, and that's how you say Brian. Now, what this was given to us, and this was a warm-up piece. He was going to throw this away. Can you believe that? That Kai and I ended up donating some comics, and
yes, we did.
We ended up doing a veteran drive. The reason why I'm bringing that up is there's a lot of ways that we can donate our comics to different places. Libraries, there's drives. There are certain books that are also made that I noticed out there that are for kids with dyslexia. And I don't know if you guys are involved in anything like that, but that's another one of the things that Kai and I like to do, is we like to try, I have a bunch of books that I'm holding just for Halloween. So on New Comic Book Day, on Free Comic Book Day and Halloween and all these Free Comic Book Day promos that they do, I asked some of the shops, the last one that really hooked us up was down the street here at Jeffrey Comics in Gardena. They had given Kai and I as many as like 50 comics, I think it was.
Really?
Along with a bunch that I had saved and 50-cent buys and all that type of stuff. Kai and I gave out over 100 comics on Halloween alone. So, it's just another way that we can give back to the community. And it's another way that we can start these kids appreciating the art that we already enjoy. And if we can start another generation, what better way to do it than by to give them, the free comic book day type stuff, or things that, how should I say, gravitate to them. So that's why one of the things I was getting is those dyslexic books to hand out. And I thought it was really cool. Do you really? You silly boy, you. Yeah, like we were talking about before, and right now Kai's playing games.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you know what I'd love to see you do? Well, actually, we can't do it with the light there. I was gonna make mention that it would be a good idea to hook up the other camera so we can show, but we're gonna have to do that another time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to still rip into all the other books that I wanted to. Kai did get to read a few things. I did get to go through.
I'm getting my ass.
Well, what I liked is Kai finally got to read one of my all-time favorites. Now, this is the new one that came out the other day. I have the actual original classic one. What I like about this is the art is different, and it's in color. It's it's very well written. It's very well told. It does depict a lot of the traditional Japanese lore, folklore stuff that has been incorporated into the stories. I really dig that.
What?
So an 8-year-old and his mom. Yeah, that's, you know what, Mike? That's awesome. The more that we can bring kids into these things and kind of let them loose. And what I mean by that is over at our shop that we have, they actually set up a little area for kids that they can either hang out or play with on the little things. And plus, in a whole nother section where they have trade paperbacks and even like almost things, you know, like Usagi style, things like that, Blastosaurus books and things. They're all at kid level. They're all at this like 3-foot level, and it's marketed right. The place is set up right, and these are the things that we want to encourage. You know, not only us as parents, but kids' desire. You know, when they're, yeah, I'm a total Usagi man and a half. I got all kinds of stuff. When the kids are starting to ask us to bring them there, you know, Kai was hitting me up all the time to take them or either be picked up or dropped off at a local LCS, because every Wednesday he was donating his time to the
D&D.
Yeah, the role-playing games that they offer there, along with my brother, who also donates his time. You read Usagi? And how long you been reading Usagi, Mike? I've been playing with Usagi stories since, I want to say, I'm going to lowball it. Let's say since 1991. Sounds about right, because I know the first one came out in around 89. So, yeah, and I have a number 2 copy of a original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle of the graphic stuff. But the reason why I end up not getting to that is my reasoning to buy it wasn't for me. It was actually for my younger brother at the time. So when I was 16, he was just born. And I wanted to get something that we can share. So I got the Adventures. So I have the TMT Adventures from 1 through, I want to say 13. Again, I'm probably lowballing it. I probably have more books than that. But, you know, that's when Usagi Yojimbo, he makes an appearance, and I think it's issue 3, 4, 5, and 6, if I'm correct. And then the Usagi Yojimbo ongoing series, I believe the Turtles make an appearance in issue 6. Oh, so you're only doing this series. Gotcha. Jeffrey Comic Con, Usagi from the back in the day. Still not unboxed, unpunched. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I've always been a Usagi fan, not only because I was a Turtle fan, but I like the stories. You know, there's some cool moral type stories in there. What are we gonna do with this one?
He even says his entire training, like, he had 2 options to either be like his friend and say, nah, that dude's crazy, or think he might actually, like, be something. Because it was a lion that was like, nah, screw this. I'm not being in, like, this fencing thing anymore.
Yeah, there is, again, traditional aspects of Japanese lore in there, and it's of a feudal time period of Japan. One of the reasons
he trains Usagi for years.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I like it is a wannabe still practicing martial artist. I when I trained, I was kind of forced to. You had to do essays, and you had to learn some history in the martial art that I learned. It was the style that I practiced was considered a Shorinji Zendo-ryu karate. So the idea behind it is you had to learn history about the art prior in which you were taught certain other aspects of the art, so you can appreciate what you were being taught. And along with that, you know, came a lot of, how should I say, understanding of the feudal time period and why they came up with some of the concepts and ideas that they did. in the style of living and in the style of how they worked, which both of which was very disciplined. Didn't mean to deviate that far, but to give you a little understanding of where
check out Cold Blood Samurai.
I might have to then. Cold Blood Sam. Who's that by, Bake? Who does that book?
Have you
Or
heard of it?
Ansagoon? Ansagoon. That looks interesting too. Huh. I'm gonna have to. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I'm so old school and I still got paper. So I end up reading things like this, writing things like down I know somebody's origami. That's awesome, Gray Man. I trained for 15 years in Taekwondo. Did you really, Bake? That's rad.
Taekwondo is a very popular form, right?
Yeah, it is a common form of martial arts, especially practiced in Korea. It comes from the tradition, the old centralized core of Hwanwondo. It's spelled HWANG or something like that. I can't even remember, but I do know the style. I do know the style, and yeah, depending on who you train with and how long you train and all that, damn, you probably crazy. Whoa, really? You train for 40 years and take the trash out. I love it. I'm only been doing that probably around since these kids have been born. So it makes the house nice and less smelly, but that's discipline there, Gray Man. I'm a novice with chopsticks myself. I can't eat with them. You guys are awesome. Blood Samurai. Cool. What? Anyone out there pick any of these things up that you see? Did anyone get the White Ash a couple of weeks ago? I know it comes out, I think, in like 2 weeks with an issue 2. And then as far as Kanto, which you see behind me, I know David Boer made mention that in 5 weeks, I believe it is. January, February, March. I think it's March 25th. March 25th is when Kanto trade paperback comes out. And then I believe roughly about a month and a half after that is when the Fairies one shot for Kanto comes out. And I believe a month and a half after that is when I believe the new ongoing series for Kanto happens after that. Wow. This is really... I couldn't even imagine that. That would be crazy.
Are they like super good?
Well, I mean, to be able to be invited to go back to Korea, that means you had to be at a level that was up there, because they don't just allow anybody to do that. It's not worth it's. Yeah, he must be. That's rad, Bake. I understand it. I can respect that.
Bake,
yeah,
you
have to.
Can't wait for that Kanto trade.
Yeah, I have all 6 issues, but now that I have everything signed by Mr. David Boer, I just want all that shit slabbed almost now, and buy the trade and just read that. Plus, I also want to buy another one and pass it around. First person I want to hand that off to is my mother-in-law. I've been dying for her to actually read a comic. So I think if I hand it to her in a trade, she won't know. I'll just tell her it's a graphic novel. So
Sketchy Bugs even promoted the fact that Christy is now one of the projects we love. Samurai Sam is here.
Hey, Samurai Sam, what up? Yeah, what we're talking about is a couple of things here that we're kind of stalling on the announcements that we're making. One of the things that, hey, Superior Hero, guy's like walking away and dying. By the way, he did stay home from school today. He has a cold, and I think he's got teenageritis. So when he woke up this morning, he was blinded to the idea of going to school. He just couldn't see himself going. So, hey, Bake, hey, Mike, I appreciate all you guys, hanging out with us. If you guys haven't already, check each other's channels out, sub one another up. And I'm sure you end up finding some killer content. You had a contest? Who had a contest? Oh, Bake, I think, had a contest. Yeah. Hey, Bake, actually, you still have some more boxes going on, right? Community, I believe Bake the Snake still has a few more boxes he has available. So if you're into the whole mystery box thing, I could have swore you had a few left. And correct me if I'm wrong, Bake. And oh, were you off yesterday? So a few of you guys getting ill? Or you just couldn't see yourself going in?
Okay, I'm no longer dying.
Are you sure?
No.
Yeah, Baker says he has 8 boxes left. If you're interested, go check out. I saw it on Instagram, so you can find him on Instagram, and he has 8 boxes left. I was actually even looking at one of them because one of the numbers that is one of my favorite numbers was still there. It's not like I have the money, but doesn't mean I wasn't looking. I invite you to community to check him out. Bake always has some killer stuff. I've actually saw a couple of the box openings he hands out. It's packed well, and there's killer content in there. So. Throw a desk at a teacher and nurse asking, wow. Oh, hey, it looks like people are trying to get a hold of us here.
Can I go hang out with Sam today? He just asked.
Where are you going to go?
I don't even know if it'll happen. I'm just asking.
No, because you're sick and you're supposed to be home all weekend, according to Mom. She thinks you're dying, and if you're not dying, she's going to kill you.
No, she actually wanted me. I figured it out. She wanted me to go to the doctors, I think, just so they could tell me it's nothing. So she was like, see, you could have gone to school.
Well, and
that's what she told me. So she just wanted today to be like a reminder, I guess.
Well, there's no way you're missing next week.
Yeah, I won't. Chances are I'll feel really good by next week.
Really?
No.
See how you are?
But next week I have Friday off.
Okay. Oh, look, I still didn't put this away, too. This is another book by Christy Shin.
Superior Refuse.
It's called Sepulchre. It's quick start to the story. This book basically is about a woman who gets her throat slashed but does not die, and basically, if my understanding is correct, is basically seeking revenge, done by Christy Shin. You see her name there, and this is one of and here's the name of her studios right here, Horatory Studios. This is one of a few books that she ends up doing. The other one she does is this other one, Demon Bitch. She sucks, and you can see that there's a stark contrast and the work that she does between the two. With the book sliding out, that's not good. This Spider-Verse, and you may have seen if you watched the other day, was signed by Mr. Juan Gedeon, and I'm going to end up meeting also the writer of this book. The writer of this book is Mr. Taran Killam. And you may not recognize his work as far as comics that much and writing. That's because he's an actor predominantly that I've noticed. He does a lot of acting work. I'm dying to kind of talk to him to find out how he was selected to do this issue, two, exactly what inspired him to jump on this particular issue. I have questions. I really do. It's really presented well, and this whole Yippee-ki-yo Spidey thing is awesome. No, you're not. No. You know what, Bake? One of the things that Kai and I do on this channel is we love promoting others. This is our way of giving back. This is our comic karma. I mean, if you're sitting there just constantly doing nothing but solicitations, I would have a little issue. But no, I want people to share information, share things like that. And if I can help, you heard me throwing you out there in the sense of promoting your boxes. I will, absolutely. So it's all good, Bake.
Something totally off topic. I've been trying to get really good at ollieing on my skateboard.
And how you been doing on that?
All right, it's hard.
It is hard. I told you it took me. I would ollie for hours, and I would say after a good maybe almost 1,000 hours, not 1,000 ollies, but 1,000 hours of ollies that I end up getting good. I'd say you've nailed a solid probably 3 hours. I mean, of straight as ollies, you probably have a good solid 3 hours underneath your. I don't know if anyone out there is reading Philadelphia. I am,
but an ollie takes a second.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, how much you got.
How many ollies you go through?
Yeah.
Hi, have you read that yet?
This Philadelphia right here?
Yeah.
I haven't, but you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to open this puppy up. I'm not going to read it, but I'm definitely going to go over some of the things, and I'm not going to spoil it for myself, or I'm going to go to the end, because every time the ending panel,
crazy.
It blows my mind, and it just gets me chomping on the bit for the next issue.
Mike W. Rogers said, "I never learned to ollie. Kept me off the ramp."
Yeah. Yeah, I never met Gator, though I had friends that did. Gator, for your old people, which I am, he was a guy that was accredited for inventing the ollie. He was from Florida, and he had a lot of issues. So,
comic joke.
I didn't mean to even do that one. He had a lot of problems. So, yeah, he how long are you gonna go? We're gonna be going for a while, Christy. By the way, everyone, this is Christy Work. This is Christy Work, and that's her on the chat. So everyone, say hey to Christy. And if you have an opportunity to check out the work, I love it. I'm sure you will too.
So Bake said, it's rough, man, but once you get ollieing down, it's so easy. You'll wonder why it took you so long. Grayman said, I fell off my skateboard every time I tried to push off.
Wow.
Grayman said, I think my arse might be too heavy. Mike Rogers said, wow, flash from the past. Grayman, I'm doing okay. Thank you. Bake the Snake said, Rodney Mullen is one of my favorite. He invented 3/4 of the trick today.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things that people are just, it's that old school way of saying of we only stand on the shoulders of those before us type thing. Now on
Mike Rogers said, I had a skateboard SGT Gelfin with a tank on it shooting the word ollie.
Oh my god. That's awesome. Now I'm pretty certain it's still Jason. Oh man, look at this freaking work. But where's there it is. So yes. Story, Rodney Barnes. Art, Jason Sean Alexander. Color is Louis NCT. That's odd. And then the lettering is Marshall Dillon. Editor Greg Tumbello. I'm guessing. And Shannon Bailey for publishing coordinator. So Rodney Barnes and Jason, they've been hanging out one another doing this work. Jason, you may know his work on Spawn. I believe he was working on the Spawn books from like 296 to presently. And the art is so killer. The shading is awesome. I mean, it's gripping, it's gritty, it sucks you in. Some art, and I actually said this when we met Sean. Some art pops some art pulls you in. And to me, a lot of Jason's art really pulls you in. Dylan and I were talking about this yesterday, that we have a wide variety of likes as far as when it comes to art, depending on how it's depicted, depending on how it's presented. I guess dictates on how receptive we are to it. I dig Jason's work with this story. If it was on something else, meaning like, let's say, Go-Go Power Rangers, I probably wouldn't like it, because to me, Go-Go Power Rangers has to pop.
Big Tank said, watch the documentary on Rodney Mullen, man. Real insight to him and a slight mental disorder, but it also made him a genius when it came to skating. Bones Brigade is a good one, too.
Yeah, I remember. Now, Bones Brigade was, I'm 50 going on 51, but Bones Brigade was just like a 1 or 2 years right before me, but it was also during that Tony Alva time, so it was slightly during me. And yeah, and being that where we grew up, Venice Beach is only down the street, so I had, Dogtown and all this other stuff around me. And Kai just asked me, actually, if I guess I could say it now. I mean, it was 44 years ago. There was a place right here in Torrance called Skateboard World, and when it closed down, we used to sneak in there. And Kai asked me,
I was like, what parks did you ever sneak into? Because being a kid as I am now, 14, and getting into skating, I'm getting into places.
Well, so we used to sneak in there before they ended up demoing the place, and I ended up spending a summer of 1976 in there. It was the same year I actually started collecting comics, coincidentally, to bring it back around. See how I did that?
Big Snake said it was right after Alva the Next Generation.
Yeah. So I was at in between one where I got to skate with all Hawk and all those guys, Mike Smith, Grimm. It was funny. I think I was just talking about this the other day. And it's a good thing I got out of it, because what I found out, and I'm stealing this line from Mr. John Leguizamo, that excessive amount of cocaine and alcohol leads to religion. So I had to stop both religion and all the drugs. So, and those people were partying. There was a lot of people partying back in the day.
Really, a bunch more. I can't think of their names, but all the big skaters of 80s, 90s.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you remember, like Christian Asoy, and I mean, God, there were a lot of people that it was, Lance Mountain, there's a lot of people that Lance was a good kid, but there's a lot of people I couldn't hang around because things were just getting pretty bad. That doesn't mean that I didn't have a good time, but no.
Mike Rogers said Mike Smith seemed like a cool dude.
He definitely is now, and back then he just had a lot of problems. We all were just partying too much, and now, like I said, he found God. Nothing against that. It's just that a lot of my friends that were partying pretty hard had to find something new, and to them it was God. So really? I just quit the drug. It was, but I mean, not everybody has that luxury.
So it's either quit the drug or find a religion.
No, it's
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding too. Let's move on.
Get out of here. My skateboard went really fast, but it left me behind, said Gray Man.
Well, actually, I remember skating with the old rock wheels. They're all clay and red, and yeah, I'm old.
Chrissy Shin said, yeah, I sucked at skating. I fell off because my balance is horrible.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy, but once I get good at it, I know it's gonna feel so good to just, hey, look at this, bam, bam.
The thing it'll also help you with is the fact that it's your off time way of being able to surf. So it keeps up balance. It keeps your equilibrium going. It keeps the sea legs up. you know, and that's kind of a cool thing.
The one thing I can't do on a skateboard is push up.
Push up.
Sir, on your surfboard, when you're like paddling, you gotta push.
I'm getting old. It's getting hard for me to push up.
Yeah, I know. You even told me after a couple, that's it. You're done. It's like Jerry skating. He literally was skating for like 10 minutes the other day, and then he stopped.
Sid. That doesn't sound familiar. No, I don't think so. Yeah, Pebble Spot does suck at high speeds. Yeah, I've more than hit. Actually, Kai was showing me some of his scrapes that he got, and I ended up showing him a nice dig that I had got. And man, I don't even think I even told him. And he's now hearing this for the first time. We used to build ramps back in the day ourselves. You know, we didn't have parks when we were skating. It was illegal to skateboard, so and especially a lot of places. So we would illegally build these ramps, and sometimes we just found the materials. You know, as I end up one time building a ramp, and I ate shit on it so bad that I landed on a bottle, and the bottle was broken. I ended up pulling out the top of the bottle out of my back. Still have that scar. So
damn.
Yeah, I have a couple cool nice scars to show from my skating. But you know, these are battle wounds that we enjoy later in life, that at least nothing else tell. We feel it when we wake up in the morning, though. Well, some of us do.
We've been cruising out for almost an hour now.
Yeah, we're hoping to get Dylan.
I'm gonna head out for a second.
And I will just make mention really quick that we also did get a few more books. Some of the books that we ended up getting was the Ghost Rider 4, which I've still yet to read. And I was and same thing with Star. I know this is already a couple weeks old, but I've still yet to read the Star, and I just got that. We end up getting all our books as a big lot amount, and I've been kind of going back and forth. We've been busy. We've been doing signings. I don't know if you've been watching any of the signings that we've been to, but you know, we haven't had the ability to be able to go through all the books. I've still yet to even log in all my stuff. I end up physically logging in my things on a spreadsheet. So
it makes things easy.
It's all good. Mia Bunn just contacted me and said that she just received the information about we're going live on this thing, and Phil J, he's out there right now. So it's all good. Again, this isn't anything formal. We just wanted to make a mention of a few things. It's getting to be a little after 5. I know that I think there's a couple other live chats about to start. So maybe, Kai, we should make our announcements of what we're talking about and what we're thinking about doing.
Yeah, sure. Let me cruise on over.
I appreciate that.
All right, I'm back. I just wanted to stretch. I'm
You're what?
ADHD. So can't sit still for too long.
All right.
Sometimes.
So we're gonna go with announcement number 1. First announcement. Who is in there? Mia. There she is. Everyone, say hi to Mia Bunn.
It is the
Mia. You'll end up seeing that. Oh, I did not
bring it out.
Okay, so
is she the writer or the artist of the fuck?
Yeah, she is both. Yeah. So Mia, this is
both.
This is what I'm gonna do, Mia. I'm going to go get your book out. I want everyone to see it. I don't want to start my announcements without everyone seeing this and without the proper representation behind me. This is significant on what Kai and I are trying to do, and I don't want to jip anybody else. I'll be right back. Kai, take over.
What do I say?
Tell them how much you love the community.
Imagine a white wine spit take. I'm stuck here with nothing. He stranded me. So what we're going to talk about is that we've been reaching out to, you know what? We're probably supposed to keep this on the down low. I don't care. I'm going to talk about it because I need something to talk about it. We've been reaching out to artists and creators like we always say we do. But this time it's all to get together some live streams and interviews that hopefully all of you guys can look forward to in the future, because all that stuff is going to be huge projects. We're going to have like us, and then another comic live streamer, and then we're gonna have an artist or writer, just a creator, and then we're gonna interview them, and it's just something we got in the works. Now someone. Oh, hold on. All right, actually, that's all I got.
There we go.
Did you find it?
I found them. It's a good thing I put my stuff in the order in which that I do. Okay, I'm moving in, people. I'm moving in. Okay, before the announcements, again, being that Mia's here, everyone, I recommend Mia's stuff. And what I mean by that, I'm going to show you Mia's stuff. Mia, this is, well, actually, I want to open it up too, so you can actually see the artwork. All right, so.
Big Snake shown the place to be, and here we see the butts of Lightning and Pimpcess. Their underwear holds the
Yeah, Pimpcess, yeah.
I love Winter Comic Talk. Y'all are doing awesome.
All right,
things.
So check this out. This is a comic book called The Fuck. You can actually end up seeing a review that my daughter and I end up doing. And what I want you to see is what one of the things that she ended up doing for me was this pimp ass little sketch. And then you haven't seen this? Are you kidding?
What? No, I didn't see that she did that. Oh, that's cool.
You know, I didn't actually let Kai read this. This was, you know, the Khalees and me thing. But this is some of the artwork. And this is done by Mia. And she's in the chat right now. So please, people, introduce yourselves. And if you could, sub her up. And I want to throw this back here because, again, what we're going to be discussing in this announcements is directly related to her. It's directly related to some of the people in the chat, much like, again, Christy. Also, this other right there we go. Charlie Stickney.
Now, I do want to introduce someone, my man.
There we go.
Dylan.
What up, my peeps? Sorry I'm late, man.
You're perfect timing, man. Everybody, I'd like to introduce you to Dylan. Dylan Comic Rants. You end up finding him on his channel. You can find him on Instagram and also, obviously, here in YouTube. He's a big contributor to what we're doing right now. So, Dylan, I know you've been busy. Tell people.
Yeah, Dylan and us are like bros.
Tell everybody who you are when
bro.
you get into these major announcements.
Kai's my little bro. It's my little brother right there. Man, you know, I'm just hanging out. What'd you say again, though? Tell them what I got going on.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, who you are, what you got going on, and where you're at and how they can find you.
Yeah, I'm Dylan. I run Dylan's Comic Book Rants, the YouTube channel. You can find me on all social media outlets under Dylan's Comic Book Rants. I actually did a little small live stream today, did a little unboxing, got a couple cool goodies from my homie JB that I got from the pop-up shop. Got my first signed book too. But dude, we got another good one probably coming one of these days from my boys right here, man. I can't wait for that good son, dude. I got triggered last night in the chat when that dude was trying to dog on it. Did you see?
I didn't.
Dude, the chat was on Perry's Lurkin stream. It was so funny. I'll tell you about it. But yeah, man, you know, we got a lot of big things going. We're reaching out to creators. We're trying to push some of these dope stories that are coming out, man, because I don't feel like these people are getting the credit they deserve. Yeah, we got Christy in the house right now with the demon bitch. I was checking out some of the artwork. I haven't had a chance to fully read the whole thing, but from what I saw, so you did get to see weren't lying, brother. She is odd, dude. I love from the moment I said, dude, no fucks given, bro. Like, awesome. I can't wait to fully sit down and just really dive into it. But I was flipping through it. I was like, wow, it's awesome. It's a trip, bro. What else? I'm trying.
If you enjoy that, wait till you check out Mia's stuff, man.
Yeah.
If you like that, well, it's not only that, but there's a reason behind this name, dude. Seriously, if you enjoy this type of work, and if you get past, let's say, the second page, and you're still involved and you're still interested, the next thing you know, you're saying to yourself, "The fuck," and it's always comedic matter, you're like, okay, I got to keep going. And it becomes addictive. Next thing you know, you're flipping pages in disbelief going, I can't stop myself. It's like a candy that you have to stop eating, but you can't.
That's a good comic book does too.
I agree.
Dude, yeah.
Totally agree.
I got a couple live shows going tomorrow. Hold on. I was trying to see if my lighting look horrible. I look like a vampire.
You're all good.
Because some of my lights are really dim, but then in like a minute they're gonna be really bright. Tomorrow I got a live stream that I do every Saturday with Second Street Marvel around mid-afternoon, like 5 p.m. Eastern. Me, Trinity, and Chaos in Comics, we usually just kind of go spoilery on new comic book day books that came out this past week, obviously, and we kind of throw our opinions out there. And dude, it's usually a good time because we all have our own opinions, you know what I'm saying, and we know how to have a good time when we talk about stuff, and we don't take it personal or nothing. But yeah, man, especially Chaos, that's my boy.
So something I want to talk about again, because now we have a following. I want to bring attention back to this. One thing I did notice is this. So this is
when you say this, what are we talking about?
This is a manga called Tomi, and it's by Junji Ito. His work is becoming more and more popular. I saw it at Torpedo Comics.
So
I saw this book along with Uzumaki over at Torpedo Comics.
It's manga?
This is a manga, which means his work is being published in comic book shops, which means that's new.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're that popular to where you're able to get your stuff in the shops.
That's
and
awesome.
what I like is it's relevant. People
Black and white too
would enjoy something like this.
I agree.
I'm just glad that not just comics is in comic book shops. There's something like this. It's different.
I agree. No, diversity, that's where it's at, man. Especially because none of us have the same flavor, and sometimes you want just to check out other stuff. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, bro.
Hey, how about we do some announcements? How about we start off with speaking of which are the spoilers. So how about we go with that one? So on the spoilers, Kai and I, when we do a review, we end up doing reviews to where we purposely are vague. We were doing reviews to where, let's say we're 3 issues deep into something. We will talk about the first 2 issues, and we are very specific about those 2 issues, but we leave the third one vague because we're always trying to entice the reader to go out there and check it out. Well, we were talking to some friends, and then again to bring up my brother. We were making mention of how could we do something a little bit different. So after talking to Dylan, after talking to some friends of ours, and talking to my brother, I contacted my brother yesterday, and his wife, Pau, who I had some art up here also, came up with a great idea. And the idea is this, community. What we're going to do is we are going to pick a book, a particular issue, and we're going to do a spoiler read. And when we mean a read, we are going to voice act out each character for you. And we have yet to figure out the full structure, but how we're going to do this is we're thinking about creating a wheel, spinning the wheel to randomly give a person a random character. That person in turn has to do the character on that read, and we're all going to read it in the best character voice that we envision in our own minds to read that book. It'll be our way to do a spoiler without necessarily just showing you or telling you what we think. We're going to act it out. We're not
What are these called again?
The name of the show is going to be called Thespian Thursday. You can guess what day we're going to do it on. Thursday. So we're going to pick out a book on a Wednesday. We'll probably be looking in a week in advance to decide on what book. We're going to ask the community what they think we should do. We're going to try to pull up a certain amount of actors, which would be like my brother. My brother and his wife are going to be the main kind of how should I say, governing bodies. They'll be almost like the stage managers behind this whole show. They will guide us whenever it comes to narrating. He'll do all narration. My brother's name is Mark, and he has a lot of experience with D&D type stuff. So our premise is to kind of set it up the same, to where we're doing this adventure. We're going to rotate out people as far as every time we do a new show, we'll have new readers, new actors, and new issues that we choose. So to me, it should be fun. The idea is to get to you, the community, new content in a new way. Have fun. If we're going to do a spoiler, we're going to read the whole fucking thing, and we're going to do the best that we can. Harry did a review the other day on Thor 2, and he, to me, was another inspiration behind this. He had a good time reading it. I think the community had a good time watching them. And I say, let's give it a fucking shot.
We're gonna.
It'll be a fun way to shake things up a bit.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, fine. We're gonna have a very special thumbnail for Thespian Thursdays, so watch out for that.
Yeah, we'll end up developing something special just for it.
Awesome.
And another major contributor, obviously, is the reason why this fine gentleman that you see with us is he's also going to be an individual that's going to assist us on how we're going to be able to structure this shit out and figure all this out. So that was announcement number 1. Dylan, how about tossing them announcement number 2 and see if these people can handle it?
The one we were talking about today?
About doing interviews.
Yes, sir. Man. So my boy, I told him to throw to because I did an interview with the writer of Finger Guns a couple weeks ago, and he knows I've been reaching out to a lot of independent creators and reading PDFs and all that, and going to be doing a lot of reviews for upcoming books before they even come out, just to get people hype on them. And everyone knows my boy got the book right behind him. Everyone, I would believe, is a big fan of that most recent IDW title, Kanto. And dude, if you guys loved it as much as I did, I can't believe I didn't think of it first to reach out. But I probably almost thought that these guys got a little too famous for us in the past year to deal with us. But man, my boy Kevin reached out to David Boer, and we're gonna try to set something up with it for the interview, man, because they got the trade coming out. What is it, next month? And
March
then
25th.
they got March 25th, and then they got the I believe, I think the one shot comes out March 2. So
I'm not certain. I've been looking for it and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
But
I thought,
but as you look it up, like he was saying, our goal is this, especially to those in which are in the chat. So Mia, if you're still there, which I believe you are, and Christy, these are 2 individuals that you see in the chat right now that we are not only asking live on the air right now to do a interview with us, but how we're going to structure this, along with we're going to give you a longer list of bodies. We're going to structure this as a 14-minute roughly show. We will do a taped show with these people, and then we'll air that. And as soon as that airing is finished, we will go into a live chat. So you, the community, can interact with artists, creators, even shop owners on a level that we normally don't get. Even when we do signing events, we briefly get to hang out with these people because they're in an environment that doesn't allow them to interact with the community the way I know they want to also. So this is a way that I'm trying to create a platform along with Dylan, along with Kai, to allow artists and creators to be able to launch their products the way they feel that they could and interact with the community the way they feel that they can best represent themselves. And we thought that we can be a conduit to that. And that's, after talking to Dylan and who he was talking to with the Hexagon, that's right, Hexagon?
Yeah. Yep. Michael Maurici.
And what we were talking about, we decided that it was best to try to allow people to have a platform beyond what they normally do, because we know that the whole con situation is a grind. Going to individual LCSs, it's difficult. So we want to expand that for you.
You're right though. I was looking at the trade. I thought that one shot was called "If Only You Had a Heart" or whatever. If Only I Had a Heart. That's what the trade is called though. That's like the whole story arc. I got it misconfused. You're right. They're not showing a date, I don't think, as of right now for that one shot, but the trade comes out in March.
My understanding is, and I'm hoping, David, if you end up seeing this on the replay, please correct me, throw something in the chat. My understanding is on March 25th, the trade will come out. Roughly 6 weeks after that, it'll be in either late April or early May. Will be that one shot of the fairies. Okay. And then roughly 6 weeks after that, if everything goes to plan, we will see the new Volume 2 of Kanto come out. And I'm sure because of its popularity, they'll have enough print run that people are not trying to slit each other's throats to get a number 1 or a number 2.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I don't know if I should be buying. I got all the first printings of that series. I actually read that issue last night on digital.
Well, I wanted to interject real quick.
Peace out, Grayman.
Is you see this Weapon Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the one I was talking about.
Yeah. I saw it when I went to go read the one last night. I think my shop had that cover that for Weapon Plus that you're showing. I like that one actually better. The only thing I liked about the A cover is I like that he's got the American flag behind him.
And the only reason why I bring that up is I was saying how these Weapon Pluses are kind of relating, and there's probably going to be something happening in about 3 months.
I really like that Weapon Plus.
But to regress, and let's get back on track, the 2 announcements are this, people. 1, we're going to be doing this Thespian Thursday. If we can do this and we can lock it in and we can figure out the structuring, I'm going to be talking to Mark and Powell this weekend. We're going to try to line up the actors on one side, which will be probably 3 windows. We're going to line up basically our channels on the other side, which will be this channel, Dylan's channel, and then whoever wants to jump in as far as out there, Dylan, I don't care, Gray Man, whoever, shoot us, any information on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you guys will be in the pool.
Hell yeah. So if you're in the chat and you ain't subbed up to either me or my boy here, which I'm sure you got to be subbed up to Kevin, but if you ain't subbed to me, we always are on each other's shows. So make sure you got that bell notification hit so you don't miss anything that we do, because we're dropping daily content. Always, man. We're always doing something, and we're trying to do new things too as we go. So, man, things are just going to keep progressing, and we're not going to stop, man. And we're going to just keep doing it, and we're going to get better and better as we go, man. So if you're loving what we're doing now, dude, just wait and see what's going on in a couple months. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
And we're asking everyone to spread the word in the sense that if you're an artist, if you're a creator, if you're an owner of a shop, if you're an owner of an internet service, if you're in the sense of selling comics, if you're doing manga, if you're doing any type of anime content, if you're doing gaming, we are pop culture. We are pushing stuff that is trying to get we're pushing people that are trying to get their stuff out there. We invite you to come on. And if you want to read with us on this Thespian Thursday, what better way to advertise yourself? And if we can, we'll interview you, and we'll end up doing a live chat with you to get you even more more advert for in the community. We're here for you. We want to change on how content is given out to the community, and we want to beyond the redundant way of people just giving you the we know you have options. We want to change that up. We want to give you something a little different. And I think what Dylan and I and a few others that hopefully haven't planned, we'll make it happen.
No doubt, brother.
And the other one is beyond that Thespian Thursday is, like I said, hopefully if we can rotate it right, we can do every other Thursday, let's say like on the 1st and 15th, and then we can do an interview every other maybe weekend or something. So at least there'll be content dropped once a week, rotating out one or the other. Kai and I are really busy. but that doesn't mean that we don't want to do some content and share something up with you guys.
Right.
I
Shit,
think
cause you know I'll be doing that with you, man. But you already know I'm gonna be trying to drop, interviews myself as well. I did the one with Finger Guns, but I'm gonna be doing them with you, and I'm gonna be trying to, I'm gonna just keep trying to keep it pushing, man, because there's so many writers and creators out there that and so many books that it's like, you know what I'm saying? There's enough for everybody to go around,
Yeah. Hey, people that are out there, Mike, Christy, Mia, Grayman, I appreciate not only you hanging out, but I appreciate the fact that you're subbing one up. That's awesome. This is what kind of this channel is all about. It's being able to share with one another, each other's interests and share with one another each other's stuff, and as you see back here, everything that you're seeing pretty much back here, this is all indie stuff. You got Mia here, you got Charlie Stickney here, you got Christy right here, you got David Boer here, you have right here, you have Brian Lopez, and right over here, you have Christy again. And as I know at this point, everyone that you see behind me, and even Ryan, even Ryan Katie is part of a large pocket of this group. I can't speak for Ryan, but I can pretty much almost say that everyone that I just showed you is willing to do an interview with both Dylan and myself and Kai and the structure that we actually set. And this should be not only fun, but it gives you guys an opportunity to be able to interact with people far different. And Christy and Mia, I'm hoping this allows you guys to actually hit people that you haven't before.
One thing I have to say that's going to be pretty interesting is Mia and the fuck is all you and Khalees's thing.
Kind of.
Yeah, appreciate that, Mia.
So I'm excited to see that the interview is going to be done by you and Khalees.
Well, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the way our description is changed a little bit. I've included Khalees because 1-2 Comic Talk was never about me. It was always about me and initially Kai. And then when Mia came into the picture, Khalees, you haven't got to meet Khalees yet, Dylan. You will. Oh yeah, actually, I recommend checking out one of the videos. The fucked video that we ended up doing a review. That was my daughter Khalees that ended up doing that. But I end up putting her now, and Mia, she not only loves your book, but she's all on board as far as doing the interview. And she told me that she doesn't even want me there. So after the interview happens, we're gonna have to figure out how the whole stream works out, because I might have to actually be outside in the garage watching it on my phone. So we'll see how this works out.
I'm gonna choose out.
You are.
Yeah. It's your twos.
Well, Kai and I were actually hanging out on the couch for I don't know, maybe over an hour prior in which that you jumped in with this.
Yeah, sorry I was late, man. I didn't expect it to take that long.
No, you're not late, dude. You're on time. No, we had the time to go ahead and go on.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there was no set or anything.
I did that little live stream because I told him that I shouted it out on your channel, that Hexagon book, but it was so long that I was like, he's not gonna want to like sift through a 4-hour stream. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to shout him out because he's probably gonna I don't know what he's gonna do. He wanted to look at it though, so I sent him the link for yours and mine in case he wants to watch the 3-hour one. But I'm like, if you don't want to go through 3 hours, I'm like, here's a shorter one.
Yeah, that stream the other day. Actually, Chrissy was even asking how long I was going to go on today.
Yeah.
I said, well, shit, went on for fucking 3 hours and 15 minutes. Did you watch Perry last night? You were watching Perry last night.
Yeah.
Like, 3 hours and 15 minutes and 15 seconds. What the fuck?
Look, I told you, dude, this dog thinks he's a star now.
Oh, he's loving it. That's awesome.
He's like, yep, give me my side shot.
Matter of fact, you know what I brought out and I didn't even show the community? And this is what I wanted to tell you.
Oh, yo, those are signed by Gogol too. Oh, Yo, all three. Oh my god, I love that
Well,
story
you know
too,
me.
bro.
I have to get sets. You know, I'm a set guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is also
And
for
why not when all three issues are so good?
oh my god. You know, again,
I love that story, dude. I love it.
for you out there, community that don't know, Frank Gogol's another part, and a lot of these people once either belonged to the Sketchy Bugs or they were affiliated with them in one way, and a lot of them they're actually kind of hubbed out from this area.
Yeah.
Either they either knew one another or they had link. It's almost like a how should I say a 6 degree type thing of Kevin Bacon. But what I'm
That's
getting at,
Source Point Press was the one who sent me that black and white sci-fi graphic novel. Remember I was telling you yesterday, Parallel?
yes.
Sent me that. So you know me, man. I'm trying to talk to all these publishing companies. The smaller, the better, in my opinion.
Oh, there we go, Mia. This is what I'm talking about. You know, my only complaint that I have about Mia's book is that I've had to wait, you know, to read issue 2. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying how long or anything. No, what I'm saying is that it was so good, I
Yeah.
had to wait. I
How
was
long
like,
did you have to?
"Where's
Oh, you
issue
did.
2?"
How long did you have to wait?
Um,
Couple weeks, a month, or is it longer?
it's been a little.
Hey,
But to me, I know once I start reading into issue 2, it's going to be worth the wait. You know,
yeah.
it's like just
Oh,
like I'm
it
waiting on
happened.
David Pepos going to the chapel. It's been a while, but I know it's going to be worth the wait. So
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And plus, that's the good thing about owning it physically, because once you get it, you own it for life, man. And you can read it as much as you want. Then you
I
can read
agree.
it. Because I love reading it like issue to issue. But even when you gotta wait a couple weeks or wait a month, depending how good the story is, I always go back and reread it as a whole. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just binge it, because that's what I like to do. If it's
Yeah.
a bit of a story, it's worth it.
And I kind of hold mine to, close to my chest in the sense that they're my own, no matter, it doesn't matter necessarily how much they are or aren't worth. I hold them kind of grail like, I mean, it's like, this is mine. I get to hold it. I get to touch it, smell it, read it, whatever I want to do. But I thoroughly now get to enjoy it as opposed to, well, I virtually can, or,
Right.
even that's another reason why I don't even know if you notice how I even hold my books. And it's like, I'm always holding them like a China doll because I want to preserve what I have.
I hear you, man.
I dig it.
I'm super careful myself. Majority, like I'm like always careful as hell.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Mia, I'll tell you right now, Khaleesi's going to be happy that issue 2 came out. She's going to be stoked because that was the other thing. She goes, all right, I read this one. Where's the other one? I said, this is it.
Yeah.
So I got.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's how you know it's a great book. I love that, man. When you just as soon as you read it, you're like, dude, I got it. I want issue 2 so bad right now. That's when you got a good story. I love that, man.
So
leaves you wanting some more.
As far as this is concerned, and what I want to get as far as Frank Gogol was concerned, is coincidentally when this morning I only reached out to maybe 6 people, but my phone blew up for hours after. I was getting text messages. I was getting messages on Instagram. I ended up posting, I believe it was on Facebook, a post that Frank had put up, and I reposted it on 12 Comic Talks Facebook page, and I got information from Don Wynn and all these people Fabrice was hitting me up. They're like, dude, did you put this up or is this from Frank? And I said, well, this is Frank. Just then Frank saw that I posted and he was answering questions. So I told Frank about as I reached out to Christy and Mia, I told him, I go, look, this is what I'm planning on doing. I know you just announced, by the way, I'm making this announcement for those that you don't know. I know you just made an announcement of a new book that you really can't talk about yet, but I also want to line it up with when you're ready to launch pre-FOC so people can be on board and pick it up or at least talk to the LCS. So I made mention of that. I told him what we want to do as far as the interviews and everything. And I gave him examples. And the example I gave was Christy Shin yesterday. And I made mention how what we wanted to do as far as the interview and on the Thespian Thursday. And I also made mention of both you and Perry. Well, when I made mention of Perry, he said he just ended a conversation with Perry right before I contacted him. Perry's been reaching out to him to try to, to reach out basically to him. So coincidentally, he and I were almost talking to Frank at the same time.
Really? Frank would have been like the first interview I ever got to do, but he was like getting married, and then I was still like such a newbie. I didn't even have the right setup yet, and I ended up kind of just passing on it because I didn't want to totally shit the bed. Yeah. But I reached out recently, but I never heard back from him, probably because he's, you know what I'm saying, he's done with Dead End Kids for now. But I'm like, I've been waiting to hear what his next project is so bad because I loved Dead End Kids. So do you know if he's doing it for Source Point Press, or is it going to be a different company or something?
I do want to out with Source Point because they're not only coming up, but they're very supportive of their artists and creators. Everyone that's been dealing with them is really happy. And my understanding is, he is still hanging out with them.
The books they put, just the quality in their books are awesome. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I agree. The same thing I'm finding with that other book I just got to read with this White Ash. The quality of
I reached out to Charlie. Dude, Charlie was like going crazy. Like he is such a nice guy, man. He is so awesome. He was like looking through he was trying to find me a shop in Cleveland, Ohio that would have had a physical copy for me. I'm like, no worries, bro. Let me just call my shop because I don't know if he knew if Diamond still had them in stock. And I was like, let me just try to see if my shop can order one because it's hard for me to find a shop that might be an hour away just to get one book. And I'm not really able to transfer, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really able to travel like that at the moment. So I was like, dude, I can't wait to read it. And I told you, I mentioned you and Perry. I was like, my buddy Perry, his review really got me intrigued, and I would really like to, check a PDF out because I wasn't able to snag a physical, and I'd like to maybe do a review for it since you have upcoming issues coming, just so that maybe somebody who missed it, they can still jump in on it. And I told him, I was like, actually, you should know my buddy 1-2 Comic Talk, because I didn't know if you would have said Kevin. I know you always say 1-2 Comic Talk when you introduce yourself. I was like, you probably just saw my buddy 1-2 last night at your signing, and he's a great guy.
Yeah, not only that, but he is more than willing to actually hang out, talk with you, and but again, like those in which that are hanging out in the chat right now, and Mia and Chrissy, it's the same way. People are so open, so engaging, and you can't help but actually have these lengthy conversations with them, which is cool. And that's another thing that I want. What I've noticed, even when you have an opportunity to hang out with someone in an environment that they can actually speak to you on their interests and stuff like that, you end up sharing a commonality and a common ground that it's like, wow, this is cool. But when it's all business and they're just sitting at a table and they're just doing a signing thing and it's all right next, and it's an assembly line, you really don't get to actually get a feel of who these people are. So much like Mia, much like Christy, much like Charlie and David and all these other people, you get them outside of that element and you're like, man, you're fucking awesome. But that's the thing, is that's another reason why I believe that when we were talking about this, what we want to create is that ability, that approachability that people necessarily don't get the luxury to have with these artists and creators, and I think this is it's a good thing that what we're doing, and it's a good thing that you reached out to him, because I do know that issue 2 comes out, I believe, in 2 weeks. He's now starting to see some how should I say, response to issue 1. It didn't happen initially. So I hope this works out for him, because I already got to read the book. And Kai, before we went on, he and I, meaning Kai and I, did a little review, and damn, dude, there's like 3 panels in that book towards the end and the last 3 pages that you're gonna go, fuck.
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I got so many PDFs I gotta check out, so I might even hit Mia Bunn up and see if she got a PDF, since you're raving about that book, man.
It's one of the you know how I talk about certain books are fun, some books sit there and make you grab the pen and paper, and yeah, Mia's stuff is like I said, you're on this adventure, these trips, and you don't want it to stop, and that's what you end up finding is you're like, it's after you get over the fact that what the fuck am I reading, you're like, oh shit, I want more, this is awesome.
I love some adventure stuff, man. Those are some of my favorite. Some dude snagged you a Power Rangers book at JB's auction tonight. Seemed like a cool dude. Swear. Who was it? Was it metaphorical? I watched some of it, but I was at the store and I had it in my headphones. Actually, it might have been because he did. Nah, maybe not. I don't know. That's weird. Funny too, because I just got my stuff from JB today.
Yeah, that's. Did he say when he sent it out? Because I didn't even hear him talk about when he sent shit out.
JB, he messaged me. He sent it out Wednesday, and it came today.
Okay.
So it came fairly quick. It was a 2-day priority. I think.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. It came super quick. I'll have to check that out on the replay, Mike Rogers. Was one of the guys that purchased it? Were they actually in the live stream? Like, because JB will usually have like 4 guys on the panel, or was it just somebody who bought it, like in the chat? So I'll have to see. Nobody has said anything to me, but Mike Rogers, dude, I'm very excited to get that AOK. So he's actually he must have brought up Power Rangers because I believe remember he said he got a mystery box and there he found a Power Rangers book, and I think he's sending me some Power Rangers stuff. So I'm excited.
Oh, okay.
Excited as hell to get that.
That whole Power Rangers TMM. If you were to tell me, just 6 months ago, you're gonna be buying Power Rangers shit, I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah, dude. I think he was clown. He was just making a joke because I caught most of this chat. He's like, it was me. So you're the cool dude. He's like, seemed like a cool dude. You're so
Mike,
you're the best, man. Mike. You are the best, Mike.
Thank you.
That is awesome. I'm gonna have to.
Mia was responding to you, Dylan. I think Mia was saying that she doesn't have a PDF.
Oh, I didn't see. I have.
Yeah.
You have one? I could put my email down in the description. Or do you have
I think she said she has a PDF.
If she has Instagram.
Yeah, she has Instagram.
I'll reach out to her on Instagram.
Mike, you're incredibly giving, sir. You're very selfless. The things that you've been doing in just the past couple of days, man. It's like, wow, dude.
Dude.
What, Mike? Okay, I'm a self-proclaimed flake. I do a lot of things with good intentions. That doesn't mean that I don't flake. So this is what I ask of you. Find me under 12 Comic Talk on Instagram. Please message me some type of PO box or some address that I may send to you a shirt. So I ask of you to give me your shirt size so I may send you something, sir. Because thanks, man. It's the least that we can do at 12 Comic Talk. We don't have like all kinds of money, but what we'd like to do is we'd love to give out shirts.
Hell yeah, bro. And that's awesome, dude. That is like seriously awesome of you to do that. Is that what she said? Yeah, the fuck. That's the book. I think I just started following her because that was what I saw. The fuck. January signing. Oh hell yeah.
And any of you that's in the chat right now that
that artwork looks so cool.
Maybe first time or whatever. This is how this community is. Everyone keeps sending each other AOKs. Dylan was talking about how he received a box earlier. Dylan, did you have to pay for that box?
I paid for some of it. I didn't pay the shipping. Metaphorical actually paid my shipping, and
And what is
I
that
paid.
called?
Only thing I paid for were the Sons of Anarchy books,
So I mean,
and
basically, you were a
it was
okay.
like almost $9. He probably paid like $9 shipping, and then I was a basically it was a okay, man. It was basically an a okay because that signed book that was a okayed from Perry, like he got that for me. It was basically like a almost like a multiple a okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And basically all the other books were free of charge from other people in the community buying lots. You know how people will go in there and
yeah,
they'll buy the whole lot and say, everybody get to pick what you want and first come first serve. That dude, the only ones that I bought were the Sons of Anarchy books because I told JB, I'm like, dude, put those to the side. Don't even put them on the pop-up shop. I don't want anyone to even get the shot, bro, because I want those because that's my
yeah.
all-time favorite show. So he put those 6 issues to the side, and then he was kind of just building up, and I was claiming a free book here and there from people buying lots. Dude, I got 15 books, bro. 15 books. Yeah, bro, like that. And what is that? So 9 of them were from people buying lots. Even the sign book, even the Donnie Cates book was
Again,
the guy bought the
I
whole
don't know
lot.
if everyone can follow you. So explain to them what you're basically saying is that you received essentially free books because people pre-bought them.
Yeah, my boy Discovery Bay Comics, he runs this show called the Pop-Up Shop, and what he does is he sells comic books, and sometimes he has dollar rounds. He has $2 rounds, $3 rounds, all the way up to $10. And basically he'll have 12 books on the round. He does rounds of books, and he'll have 12 books, and basically the chat will be going crazy, just like how we have the chat going right now. It's a live stream, and basically people will come in and they just buy the entire round of books. So they'll buy 12 books. It doesn't matter if they're $1. It doesn't matter if they're $2 or $3. I've even had like the Donnie Cates book. One of the people in the community, they bought that whole round. So they spent $120 and gave every book away. So just to show that this community does nothing but give back, and everybody in this community is absolutely amazing. Like I've never seen anything like it. You can't even describe this to people without having to show them because they won't believe you. They won't believe you. Like people literally are just trading books, giving, sending out AOKs, act of kindness, is what we like to call it. But it's absolutely amazing. So I ended up here and there, somebody would buy a lot, and I would be able to claim a book here and there. And it added up over maybe about 2-3 weeks. It added up to about 15 books that I was able to receive, and I just received them today, man. And dude, it's just crazy. I've never seen anything like it. That's actually the first time I've received something from JB because I don't always have the money to really buy stuff on the pop-up shop. But I just because I didn't even have a PayPal. I had a bunch of BS happen with my PayPal, and it got hacked and shit, long story short. But now I have a new PayPal, so finally I can receive donations on my PayPal account until I get monetized. So I'm happy to say that if you ever want to throw a few bucks at your boy, I can finally accept it through PayPal. You don't got to super chat. You could just super chat me through PayPal, man. And basically it's just crazy, man. Like I can't, like those pop-up shops, like Mike Rogers said it the best. JB is the comic book podfather.
Oh wow, that's an awesome one. Well, he
But
even
dude,
mentioned he's copied it, but to me, he's perfected it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got it down.
Seriously, it
And
makes me, dude. Now that I got the PayPal, I might have to start selling some shit here and there, man. Like seriously, I got a bunch of Funko Pops I'd love to sell, and dude, I got some books here and there. I'm not a lot. Like JB has so many books because all he does is buy mystery boxes.
Yeah.
But dude, eventually I might get at that point where I want to sell a few things. But dude, I received that RoboCop, and that's some I don't know if that might be. That's some old school Marvel, man. And I don't have old school stuff. So it's a way that you can, without having to go shopping, or maybe you don't have a comic book shop in your area, you check JB's channel out, and you'll be able to find some books. And he has great deals. Like I said, $1 rounds, $2 rounds, $3, $5 up to 10, and he has a lot of great books. I do actually have a Patreon, Mike Rogers. I just created it a couple days ago. The only thing is I just am still kind of trying to figure out how to use it, but I do have a Patreon that it's easier to just donate a couple bucks to PayPal, like directly, instead of doing instead of you having to sign up for like a monthly thing. But I did create a Patreon account, Mike, because I was like, got to get ahead of it before I get monetized. You know what I'm saying? But I still think, like, I was looking at how the Patreon stuff works. That's like a monthly thing you kind of got to sign up for. And I mean, yeah, if you guys want to do that, but honestly, I'd probably, in my opinion, I'd say, because the way I don't really have it set up where, like, some people, they'll give you extra content for your Patreon account. And really all I'd be able to do right now, because I'm just putting out as much content as I possibly can right now, and I'm going to keep trying to put out more, but it's like, I just don't want to promise extra content that I might not be able to fulfill at this moment. Maybe in the future I'll be able to do better with it, but right now I'm still trying to figure out grooves. We're still figuring out other segments. I got a few segments lined up, but I still want to keep doing more and more. So I'm still trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
you and I were discussing, I mean, that's just going to add more to it. That's why I was also, making the suggestion of not trying to hurt ourselves and make it weekly. You know what I mean? Make every other bi-weekly. That way we can sit there and get a groove and feel how often we can actually do it.
Oh yeah. See, but yeah, I just figured that it might be easier for people to, and I mean, if they wanted to do the Patreon, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. But like Christy said, it's like a subscription, and some people, they don't really want to do that. So I figured the PayPal is perfect, where it's like, if you want to donate a couple bucks one day, and you don't want to have to feel tied down to like, oh, I'm going to be taking, $5 out of my account every month. Maybe you're not able to do that. Maybe you can just do like $5 every couple months or something. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think the PayPal is a little bit better. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I still, like I said, I still am trying to learn the grooves of Patreon.
And everyone, it's almost like how people store their comics or read their comics or whatever. There's like a flavor. Everyone has their own way of doing it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And I don't think there's any one way that's wrong, as much as if we all can, as much and the way we can to contribute. And like even with JB, his way to contribute per se, and one of the ways that he contributes is when he buys all these boxes, he's helping all these different people. And then another way he's thinking, well, how can I just keep this going? He just sits there and goes, all right, I'm going to create a show that I'm going to put these books up, and I'm going to ask you as a community, what do you think they're worth? Then I'm going to create a whole nother show where I just sell those books at what you guys said that you would buy them for, which is brilliant. You know what I mean? It's like he's able to keep the whole comic karma thing going by doing this, and it's pretty badass.
Hell yeah, dude. It is awesome. It's funny, actually, one of the books that I received. Hell yeah. And I did my custom URL too. Dylan's Comic Book Rants. I was happy I was able to do that. It wasn't taken. 1, 2. Yes, sir. What up, Spider? I love when somebody comes in and they go 1, 2. That is the best. That is so cool.
Yeah, speaking of the 1 or the 2, however, I consider them 1. I was asked that question before. Which one are you? Are you 1 or 2?
1, bro.
Well, let's say Kai's 1. I'm 1.5. So
yeah. See, Mike, that's kind of that's kind of another thing, if you feel guilty to back off. I mean, hey, if you want to put yourself in that position, feel free to, but that's why I figured the PayPal is just the best, because it's like, if you got it and if you feel like you want to donate, then go ahead, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I always greatly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever donations I get, I'm going to try to put towards the channel for maybe future giveaways when in the future. And one of these days, man, I want to try to get like a Kickstarter going, man, so I could get a MacBook or something, dude. Because if I could get a MacBook one day, dude, I can upgrade my videos and everything I do, like big time. My editing, everything with a MacBook. Like I already know how I would do it all, and I'd be able to just go from like where I'm at now to like skyrocket, dude. It would take a little time, obviously, but dude, I'm telling you, from what I've been using, it would just be a huge step up.
Yeah, so Air Spider, to brief you quickly on the announcements that we had today, is Dylan and I and Kai, which is presently out here at the moment. We've came up with an idea to do some interviews, and the way the interview structure will essentially work is we'll do a taped interview, and it'll basically be under a 15-minute mark. We will air that and then go live right after that to allow the community and to allow guest channels to come on and actually interview and speak with the artists and creators, along with the community to be able to directly speak with the artists and creators. You know, this is a way for us as channels to be able to give back to the community and allow artists and creators to interact directly with the community outside of doing cons and things like that. Especially, you know, like the books behind us where they may be doing Kickstarters and stuff. This is a way to promote them and be able to launch their Kickstarters in a way that on another platform, so that they can go ahead and maybe circumvent some of the things that they maybe have to go through to get their books going, you know?
Yeah.
So Dylan and I came up with this idea, and along with, you know, Kai, and we've been slowly formulating how we're going to piece this together. And the other one is we're going to do what we call Thespian Thursdays, where we're going to be able to take a book. We're going to talk about a particular issue coming up. We'll read it, and we are going to voice act all the parts out of each character. And we have to figure out how that's going to work. But we're going to have the assistance of my brother. He's an actor, along with his wife, also actors, and their group. So they're also comic geeky, nerdy people just like us, love movies, all that same stuff. I'm just really grabbing a larger group of people and bringing them into our realm. And then so what we're going to do is we're going to be having a good time doing the worst acting that we can, reading these books and showing the books and showing the colors in the panels as we do this. We're going to figure out exactly how to, but it should be fun as hell.
No doubt. Make it shake things up a bit and make it a little interesting. Yeah, bro, you got to go to her next one. Like, for real. I'm happy as hell to hear that.
This one right here?
No, that one. You just passed it.
Oh, that's because I joined. Oh, yeah.
The one above it.
Yep. That one.
Kickstarter voted. Did you know that? Kickstarter voted me as the projects we love. That is so awesome, Christy. Congratulations. Like, seriously. Yeah. You deserve it, and just keep pushing, man. And like, dude, hard work gets recognized, man, and I'm glad to hear that. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Well, you know what would be even funnier, Christy, is if Demon Bitch is the one that made them actually make the decision.
Yeah. Hey, for real. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you, man. Big things are to come for Christy. And yo, we got her in the chat, and we got her just hanging with us, and that's just so cool. One of these days she's gonna be too big for us, and she's gonna be working at Marvel or something.
She's gonna be
she's like, I ain't selling out ever.
Man, actually, you know what? She would rock the fuck out of that place. They'd be like, "What the hell?"
She would fucking kick them all in their asses. She would turn that whole place upside down, and I'd love it, man. I would love to see that.
Oh man. So yeah, that's the basically the two big announcements that we got. We look forward to fucking bringing this to the community. We just have to figure out how we're gonna do it.
Yep.
And, as far as the whole Thespian Thursday shit, like I said, I'm gonna talk to Mark. I'm gonna figure out how they think that they can hold structure about how we read all that. Between Dylan and I, we're gonna hammer out how we're gonna depict the books and all that, and so we'll figure this shit out somehow. And that's another reason why we're kind of hitting you up as a community. Type in there comments after this, during this, whatever. Type in there what you would kind of want to see on interviews, who we'd like to see us interview. Let's be pragmatic about this. There's no fucking way we're going to get someone like a Donnie Cates or something like that right now. And maybe, but that doesn't mean it. I'm just saying.
Trust me, I've been trying.
I almost sent him a fucking message, dude.
Oh, I have. I've sent him multiple.
But, aside from that, I mean,
he's tweeted me back.
Really?
But never. Yeah, he's tweeted me. I've asked him questions about stuff, and he's answered me back.
Well, what I like to do
multiple times. He's answered me back a few times.
I'm the thespian thing. That's one of the things I look forward to also get artists and creators. And I want to see how they would do their own shit. I mean, how would they voice their own shit? And in their mind, what are they thinking? So to me, that would be fun. And then what I'd also like to do is I would like to actually do it as a little bit of a twist. And what I mean by that is we get artists and our creators that have nothing that they know about any other thing, and then pull them into that.
Yeah.
And just to see how they would interpret it. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see how that would work out.
Yeah, me too.
This is funny. I tend to shit. This is even funnier, I think.
I didn't destroy shit. I know. I was laughing when I saw that. Oh, I wonder if I followed the wrong IG. Oh, she said I don't. Oh, I must have followed. Maybe I followed her personal.
Oh.
Because I saw a different one.
Hey, Mia, you take care. You have a great night. I'm glad you got to jump on with this. I'm glad you got to be here for the announcements. I'm glad you got to understand what we're trying to do, and I hope I conveyed it correctly. I look forward. Please, I hope that you accept, but I look forward to doing an interview with you, and it may not even be me. It may actually be Khalees. Damn, you don't even know how much I look forward in 3 weeks. Look for Mia Bunn's book, The Fuck. You can find it in certain stores. Hit your LC up. Try to get 1. 2's coming out in 3 weeks. I highly recommend it. You're going to go on for a ride. This is very unique and you've never been on before. And Mia, thank you again. I look forward to doing an interview if you would grant me that wish to do so, along with Dylan. And we're going to end up having another guest announcer that day, or I guess host that day. And yeah, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Greatly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, community, I appreciate you hanging out, and you guys are awesome. And without you, the show would be nothing, and our ability to be able to share with you the content would be nothing. I have a great time meeting and greeting with all these comic creators, and I'm just glad that hopefully we can bring them to you.
Hell yeah, dude.
I feel stingy at times when I get to tell people that, oh yeah, I met this person, I met that person, or I got to hang out with this person for a while, and people are, really? I said, well, yeah, you wouldn't believe that, when you get them outside of this environment, or you get to actually rap with them in that environment, that they're people.
Right. Hell yeah, man. People forget that. I feel like sometimes. 19 more subs and I'll be at 400.
Oh, you're almost there.
Yeah. I'd take a few days, man. Maybe if I should hit up Jeff Mint, man. See if I could have got him on.
Matter of fact, I haven't even looked at where I'm at in a while, a little bit. I told Kai we were over like 150, and he's like, no, dude, we're at 157.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you're almost. I thought you were at 180.
No, but I mean, I don't even know where I'm at Instagram. It's possibly maybe I'm at 180 on Instagram, and that's a relatively new thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never on that thing. Being a near boomer, I had to have Kai help me out and go, dude, what the fuck am I doing on this thing? What does this button mean?
Too funny. Too funny. What you got planned for tonight, though, brother?
I really don't have a whole lot. I end up calling up my work, finding out when I'm working. Got that lined up.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping JB would have me. I saw that.
No disco, I don't think, though. And like, he might, but he said something about forget what he said. He had a double sleep, like a sleepover going on with he had little girls or his daughters are having a big sleepover.
Well, that's a bummer.
Man,
He didn't have one last night. I mean, or the night before, and he's not going to do tonight.
Yeah. I think he might, but I think he was like maybe giving a warning that it might be loud or something. I don't know. But now I brought up JB. I'm like so interested to see what Mike Rogers snagged for me today at the pop-up shop. I missed the last Power Rangers books that JB had. He had a couple dope Power Rangers books that Big Will got one of them. I think it was like issue 2. It was like the coolest cover. It had like the oh man, it's gonna kill me. Had a big Megazord on it, and then the Power Rangers. It looks so cool. Those covers are just awesome. I think that there's like Jason Campbell covers or something.
Seriously?
Yeah, they're crazy. So cool. They're so detailed.
Now I do want to see. I want to check this out.
Yeah, I'm interested to know what he got me. I can't wait for the AOK. I know he said he was looking for some Power Ranger stuff. Man came through big time. He was like, I need a Kaya. Have to figure this shit out this weekend. He said he was like, oh man, Bueller sent him something really cool. So he's like, I feel like I gotta give back for what Bueller sent him. So, you know what I'm saying? That just like what you're saying, man. This community is the greatest, man. And it's like everyone is just, you know what I'm saying? One person gets an AOK and it inspires them to, you know, give back to somebody else, you know?
And I liked what even
nobody grabbed it. Wow. What round was it, Mike? Do you remember which round? So I'm sure there's no way you remember like the time slot, but maybe you remember which round. I can't believe no one grabbed it. Usually people be snagging those Power Rangers up quick. Yeah, man, I love me some Power Rangers. Anything Power Rangers and TMNT, bro. It was the A book in the round. For sure. Well, I can skim through it and find out. So I was watching it. I was listening to it in my headphones, but got caught up shopping, getting groceries, so I ended up turning it off. Because like now that I'm a moderator, I heard Biggie saying he thought he almost timed somebody out. And I pulled my phone on and then it like clicked on something. I was like, yo, I'm just turning it off. I'm not about to accidentally kick somebody, you know, by phone kicking somebody with like phone dialing or, you know, pocket dialing.
I'm trying to remember who he said he did that to. And he said, yeah, I think I totally blocked him. They're like, no, I see him here. And he goes, yeah, but maybe I timed him out or something.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know what I did. Oh, that's who it was. It was two guys.
But he was like, no, I'm driving. They were like freaking out. They were like, oh my God. I thought that was so funny. Maybe 5.
Well, I was cracking up too because I was thinking he didn't do it on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knew. I mean,
I almost did that once too, and I felt horrible.
It was an A book in the round, maybe round 5. He's thinking maybe round 5.
Nice. I wonder. Do you know what? How much was the book? Was it a $1 book?
Oh, I doubt it. It was probably a $3 book at least.
Yeah. I don't think I ever seen him put a.
Well, anytime, and this is kind of stereotypical with Biggie. whenever you say variant, Biggie says 3. I mean, it's just like a reaction. And then, if you say it's an incentive, he instantly goes right to 5.
Damn,
he hasn't even looked at it yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna be solid. He sold the Hex Wives book. I tried to sell the whole lot, that whole series for like $10, and nobody bought it.
You know, and I think that would be a great thing to bring up to JB and say, hey, dude, you know what I like to do is I'd like to set something up, because I would probably join in there with you and go, I want to sell an arc, or I want to sell a run. You know, I don't have a book.
Right.
So I can't do
all these random issues.
Right. So you can't do a $1, $3, whatever book. It's like, look, this is the lot. This thing is in like a 9.0 or better. And you know, I'm still asking, let's say $1 or $2 off cover. So I'm not looking to hurt anybody, but I'm not looking to sell my $5 or $6 book for $1.
Right. For reals though.
But I mean, I'm not saying my stuff's killer, but a lot of my books are runs, and none of them are in bad condition. So it would be difficult for me to just let them go for $1 or $2, and then I'll sell you my run of 6 books for $8 or something. It's like I don't know if I can do that. But I need to.
Yeah,
I'm running out of room.
Yeah. I know, man, right? Dude, I got so many long boxes.
Why, you have long boxes?
No, short boxes, my bad. Yeah, I almost got a long box, and I was like, hell no, these things will be impossible to lift up once you fill them up.
Exactly. I don't, you know, I looked at those and I'm thinking to myself, I guess if you're putting them in a rack or something,
yeah,
that's where those come in. Because if I put my books in them, I'm not going to want to lift it. You know, my short boxes I got a couple of short boxes that are, I'm telling you, they have to be well over 50 pounds. They have to be. You know, I got some hard binder, you know, stuff in some of it's heavy and packed.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm just being a wimp. So
no, they are heavy. Did you see Perry lifting one up at Comics Club?
I didn't.
That was
break
funny.
his back?
No, he almost did.
I know I would break my fucking back. I'd be like, wait.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't mean I couldn't lift it. I just wouldn't want to. That's why I never bought them. Plus, you know, where I have all my books, I have them in my closet up on top. It wouldn't fit in there if I had a long box. There's just no way. Are you seeing who's doing what? You know, it looks like there's a lot of fucking people live right now. Hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, people. I really don't want to. So right now, what's going on? I don't know. Is if you people know out there, Fatal J, he's out there and he's got a few people with him. Comic Head 84, he's got Biggie on with them, and wow, they got a party going on. And then Comic Core. I don't know if you're familiar with Comic Core.
Yeah.
They're going to be coming on at 7:05, and I love watching Comic Core because I like watching Kat and Mark. I love watching him eat, and I love her monopolizing the conversations.
Yeah,
it's funny as hell. I have such a good time. What else is going on? Trinity looks like he's going live at 8 o'clock. What am I seeing there?
You see the name?
Oh, Michael. Right?
Yeah.
He
watched the stream I did earlier.
Oh, okay. Remind me of the cool stuff.
Folk, yeah. Yeah, he sent me the plot, but the first 2 issues. So once I'm done with him, he's gonna send me the other issues to review.
Oh, awesome. That's way awesome.
Oh, what did you think he said? No, he said
Well, I'm just saying that
he was,
everyone.
he was just basically saying thanks for shouting out.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. No worries, man. That's basically, that's a big thing about this show is we're definitely throwing shout outs. Obviously, we're going to talk comics. Obviously, we're going to do that. But, today was the announcements of, of upcoming content. And I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fun to be able to hang out with some of these artists and creators and give them an opportunity to be able to just jump online and talk, about their stuff, get it firsthand. It should be fucking awesome. Yeah, even Metaphoricals even he threw something up there for a little while. Oh, I guess it was only around 15 minutes.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he only huh. And and earlier, Rod was on, but what I'm not seeing is like you said, I'm not seeing what's his name? Disco After Dark.
Oh, really? Damn. That sucks if he's not doing it.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I mean, obviously, I can probably do something here, but I don't think we're going to get his draw. And
Yeah.
it's difficult for. Whoa, no, I might be lying here. He has it rescheduled for 9:15.
Disco?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's
first 9:15, 2 hours from now.
Oh, snap. So, oh, shit. Then he's doing it early.
No, 9:05. 9:05 is when he normally does it. Or it would be 12:05 your time, but he's going at 12:15. So
it's 9:22 right now. So if it's in 2 hours, that's 11:22. Usually he goes midnight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you're only 2 hours away. So he normally does it at 9 or thereabouts. So, okay. So at this point, he's still good to go. So community, there's definitely Disco After Dark. Fatal's actually happening right now. Comic Head 84 is happening now. We're happening right now. We got at 7:05 Comic Core, and then at 8 o'clock Trinity, 2nd Street Marvel, and then at 9:15 pop over to JB on his Disco After Dark on Discovery Bay Comics. And I don't know, Dylan, is there anything that you got going on?
Right now, I'm trying to maybe line up a live stream for tomorrow night, but I will be doing Mad Cave Studios has a book coming out this new comic book day called Battle Cats: The Tales of Valdaria, I believe. I just read the PDF earlier today, and it was dude, the artwork is crazy awesome, man. And it was a great story. It's like an anthology type series. It's got like these literal like battle cat like warriors, like they look like lion warriors, man. It's crazy cool. And I thought it was a great read. I was wondering, because I know they did a series before, but you can totally jump on it. I honestly probably will try to pick up a physical copy. I hope I can review the upcoming issues, because there's only going to be 4 issues, I believe. So I highly recommend it. I'll be doing a review on that very soon, probably in the next day or so that people can check it out. It'll be a non-spoiler review, but I'll show a couple preview panels, and give a little synopsis of what's going on and what I thought was dope about it. So maybe it'll give you, if you're on the fence about buying it. I plan on doing more of those like non-spoiler reviews, because like I was telling you, Kev, I was trying to find my groove, what I want to do, if I want to go full spoiler. And if I do go spoiler review on some of them, I want to try to cut them shorter. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes time when I do a 20-minute video and I got to edit it or go through that 20-minute video a couple times. It takes a lot of time to do all that stuff. And it's not that I don't like doing that. It's just, you know what I'm saying, when I'm doing these couple-hour live streams, or when I got other things planned, You know what I'm saying? There's just so many hours in the day. You know what I mean? So I got my stream that I do every Saturday afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern, on Second Street Marvel with Trinity and Chaos and Comics. We talk about the weekly comic books that came out. We mainly just stick to the big books that really we talk about, like our picks of the week. We talk about maybe the book that we least liked that week, or we talk about the Dawn of X titles that came out. You know what I'm saying? We talk about whatever's popular that week. So yeah, definitely make sure, if you aren't already, sub up, hit that bell notification so you get updates on all upcoming videos, because I'm dropping daily content. And if I'm not doing a live stream on my own channel, dude, I'm usually on somebody else's. Just like I'm on your channel now, I'm always on somebody's stream, and I'm always just trying to hang out with you guys and just lurk in the chat. And dude, you know what I'm saying? I just love doing this, man. I love hanging out with you guys. Everybody in the comic community is the absolute absolute best. Sorry, man, saying so many words, getting it a little jumbled. But man, you guys are the best, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out as always with us. You guys, like, dude, like I said, I can't even describe this to people, because you guys are the coolest, and you guys are the reason why we're here and we're able to push this stuff and keep going and do what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? So over to you, 1, 2.
So, hey, Kai and I, we're looking forward to, hopefully, if everything works out right, tomorrow we're going to go ahead and go to Golden Apple. The reason why we're going to go there is, I think I still have it. I have it somewhere. We're going to end up getting Mr.
Wait, Christy has a fuck ton of Pokemon cards. Any good ones in there?
Well, you want some of Christy's Pokemon cards?
If any are good.
So, Mr. Juan Getty ended up signing this, but the writer is an actor, and the writer's name is Mr. Taran Killam. He's going to be at Golden Apple. So if we can, we're going to have him sign this. We're going to go to another signing event tomorrow. If we end up going there, I'm probably going to end up buying another book, to obviously support Golden Apple. So I'll end up buying a book from him, have both Juan and him sign it, have him sign this book. We'll probably come back, throw up a little video. After that, I'm sure I'm going to get together with Dylan and with my brother, and we're going to try to hammer out the structure of how we're going to end up doing these 2 new shows that we're putting together, which is one, how we're going to go ahead and do these interviews, which I think I have a pretty good idea how to do. Like I said, it'll be basically a 14-minute content. The idea behind the show would be an hour show, but it'll divide it up in 2 separate shows. One will be a 14-minute content show, and then right after it will be a 45-minute content show that'll follow it on live stream. It's the idea behind the show. It's the goal. The other one that we're talking about doing is basically doing a full-on here you go, Kai. Doing a full-on Gesundheit spoiler type show. So we're going to pick a book. We're going to read that book in its entirety, and we're going to go ahead and act it out vocally as best we can as we show you the book and show you the art. And hopefully that will entice you to then want to go out and buy the book.
We're calling it the Thespian Thursday.
We're calling it a Thespian Thursday. So look for Dylan, sub him up, hit that notification bell. Look for me, 1, 2 with Kai Comic Talk. We're going to be dropping content when we can, hanging out with other chats. You're going to see some cool, awesome interviews that you've never seen before. You're going to see reviews done in a vocal acting way that has never been done before. You're going to see content dropped between multiple channels, multiple times, all affiliated with us. So, hey, look for us because you're going to see some cool shit. So, hey, from us, since Kai bailed at 1, 2,
Always bailing.
we out.
Peace out, y'all. Thanks for hanging out.
Take care.